Students in Clark County are preparing to head back. Students in Clark County, I should say, are preparing to head back to the classroom, but the district and teachers union still have not signed off on a contract agreement.
So if the standstill continues, the union may take some action. Shauna Kalafi is live at the Clark County Education Association with more on how exactly this is going to affect tens of thousands of students.
Yeah, and the union says it won't affect them, at least at first. So the union has a list of demands for the district, and those are meant to help recruit and also retain teachers, because the district is having a major staffing shortage right now. So still no agreement has been reached. So the union says the school year will start off normal, but if they can't reach an agreement by August 26th, that could change. With the first day of school just a week away, the Clark County School District and Clark County Education Association still have yet to agree on a new teacher contract. The union says the average teacher salary at CCSD right now is $60,000 to $70,000. In this new contract, the CCEA is demanding a raise for all educators, 10% for the first year and 8% the second. On top of that, a 5% additional increase to the base salary for special education teachers and $5,000 added to the base pay for hard-to-fill teacher positions in Title I schools, which account for 82% of teacher vacancies. The union also wants time and a half compensation for additional hours in the classroom and better health care for teachers. Negotiations are set to continue August 17th and 18th, with an August 26th agreement deadline set by the CCEA.
On the meeting on the 26th of August, we'll either be looking at a new contract to ratify, or we're going to be taking a vote on the type of work actions we're going to commence on.
The union says those work actions would not happen district-wide, only groups of schools at a time. As for what those so-called work actions could entail, the union wouldn't get into specifics.
I think one of the reasons why we said August 26th is to alert parents to the fact that those work actions may impact their students' education. And that's all I can say at this point.
The district released a statement in response to the union saying, quote, "School starts on August 7th, and as we have said before, we will all show up for our kids. We expect CCEA to honor the progress made in negotiations this week and not encourage sick-outs, work actions, stoppages, or any other label that amounts to a strike," end quote. This isn't the first time that the teachers union has clashed with the district over contract negotiations. In fact, back in 2019, the union voted to strike and was taken to court by the district under a state law prohibiting teacher strikes.
A law that says, well, it's against the law for teachers to strike. I don't think it's deterred this organization or these teachers in the past, and I don't think it's going to deter them now.
And the union says that the money is there to fulfill these demands. They just believe that teachers are not being prioritized by the district. They say the money is there through a state bill that was recently passed. We did reach out to Governor Lombardo's office to get clarification on how that money is being allocated to the schools. They responded no comments on anything regarding these negotiations. Reporting live, Shauna Kalafi, Fox 5 News, Local, Las Vegas.